Our simple line drawing to relieve stress today is a giant flower. Now to get started on this, I used my compass and I drew 5 circles, and I didn't really make any specific measurement. You can see they're pretty much equally spaced apart. Now I just left those in pencil because we're going to erase those once we get our flower in place. So you can see I just started making these petals around the center, and they're kind of narrower at the bottom and wider at the top, but you can see they're all very different. And at the end they have sometimes a point, sometimes a curve with a little dip in the center. Now, one of the things I tend to do when I'm working in a circle is my lines will start leaning one way or the other. And all I do when that happens is kind of draw a curved petal or something to help me catch up. Or sometimes I go between two areas to kind of get a restart. But this is a flower, it's in nature. Everything is not going to be exactly the same. There's going to be some petals that get pushed out as others come in, and they're going to get wrinkled and bent and that kind of thing. So we're not going for perfection. We are just filling up our circle with petals. Now, another thing to keep in mind when you're doing a drawing like this is, especially if you're doing it to relieve stress, you may already be tense. So you may be gripping that pen very tightly. One thing you need to do is consciously try to relax your hand. If that means you have to go slower, that is just fine. If that means you need to take breaks, sometimes I'll stop and lay my pen down and kind of rotate my wrist around. You don't want to start feeling cramped up in your hand or wrist. You want to take it easy, and kind of, if you're doing this as a stress relief, you're trying to relax anyway, so consciously be aware of how tight you're gripping your pen and try to loosen that up a little bit. And now we're going to go back and we're going to fill in each petal with some narrow lines, and you can see sometimes I'm straight, sometimes I do a curve. There's really not a right or a wrong way. It's just something that kind of keeps my mind a little more focused on it. I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if I want to do this one straight, or maybe this one should lean, or that sort of thing. It's just another area of focus to push any other thoughts that you're trying to get out of your head back. So we're just going to work around this little by little. It's another drawing that's got enough to it that it's one that would be good to do in multiple sittings. Another thing I was thinking about is, I didn't even try to count how many petals are on here, but if you had some kind of a major countdown you were trying to keep up with, it would be kind of fun to have one of these and fill in some petals as you go along to watch it get closer and closer to that day. If you're enjoying this video, would you mind hitting the like button? That lets YouTube know you're enjoying it, and they'll share it with more people. Thanks so much. I really enjoyed drawing this one. It was incredibly relaxing, especially in filling in these lines on the petals. You just kind of get in the zone, and it just felt really good to fill those up. Now, if you have any suggestions for things I might draw for my stress relief series here, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll see if I can work them in. Now there's a couple of options coming up. There's a video here on the left and a playlist on the right. I hope you'll choose one of those. Thanks so much for joining me today.